What's up, everybody? First of all, let's fucking go! Let's go! Woo! got my wife over there like, hey baby, what's going on? Yo, I'm excited. That's what's going on. Look at the screen, yo. Look at the screen. 185% return over the last year. All right? That's what this is about. That's why I'm excited. What's that all about? Yo, what happened? Everybody who's watching this right now is like, yo, what happened? What is going on right now in Bitcoin? How did we get here? What are you buying? When are you buying? When are you selling? So many questions. I'm going to answer them all right? Now, I made an episode the other day, but it was at 80K. Now we're at 87, looks like 400. Let me change my display so you'll see what I see. We are, as of right now, we're at 87,429. That's a lot. And you kind of see on here too, I got some circles. Let's talk about that. I said last episode I'd go back and I would check receipts. And I did check receipts because I was really interested to see what my cost basis was. And so I got this zoomed out on the weekly so you could see back here. This is the 2021 high. And all of these circles, right, represent purchases made by me over the course of the last like 3 years. So I said this last episode, I'll say it again. I fucked around and found out. Fucked around and found out on my birthday. Decided to go ahead and get into crypto at that time. I had heard about it on the run up to 2021. So I saw it go from really in summer of 21 up to November of 2021. I saw that run up from 30 to 65 or 69. And I knew I was missing something. So uh, I got in January. Got to remember on my birthday, but I was messing around with altcoins and trying to trade. I didn't see the light until the tunnel, the tunnel basically collapsed here on Father's Day, or I'm sorry, on Mother's Day, and I had to rethink my whole situation. So I did exactly that, and I started doing a dollar cost average starting when Bitcoin broke down 30K, right about here. So I think it opened at 30, it closed at 22,585, and these represent all the purchases that I've made since. Bitcoin has kind of made its historic rise to 87K. What does this tell you? Right? These aren't all my purchases. I'm not going to tell you how much Bitcoin I have, but what this is basically telling you is, hey, look, man, I got in this on this thing early. I'm seeing the fruits, of it now. Um, this isn't over. This isn't over. So at this point, I'm waiting for dips. But I know that this is a runaway freight train. This is going to the moon, man. So what happened? I think a lot of people are confused as to what happened, right? Because we went from 30 to 69, and then we went all the way down to 17, or I'm sorry, 15,750 or something like that. So I bought at sub 17. Kudos to me. And there's lots of other folks that did this, but what happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Uh, in about that third to fourth quarter of 2021. Oh yeah, third to fourth quarter of 2021, right? The administration, especially the Federal Reserve, had announced, "Hey, inflation is getting really too hot, right? And we need to start raising interest rates." And what you saw in 2022 was the largest, the fastest interest rate increase or step up. We went from 0% to like five and a quarter, five and a half over the course of 2022. And when stuff like that happens, right, the markets get spooked because capital costs more. So people start pulling money out of the markets, and where do they pull from, right? They pull from their what they consider their risky investments. So Bitcoin started to see some suffrage, and we saw that drop from 69 and a half to 15 and 750, whatever. Um, And along the way, right, there were a ton of bankruptcies. And this is why you see some of these big red wicks. Luna crashed here on Mother's Day. You got Three Arrows Capital, Voyager, Celsius, all breaking down here. I think BlockFi was also included in here. And then you had the final capitulation here in November with FTX. And so you had so many bankruptcies and so much FUD that happened between that 1 year. It shook out almost everybody, right? I mean, you were talking about a 78% drop in price. It'd make you sick to your stomach, but not Bitcoiners. Not Bitcoiners, baby. We love the volatility. We embrace the volatility because we know what we're holding. So anyway, I just wanted to show that real quick. Um, yeah, because I want you guys to know, right, that I've been in this. I've been doing this for years. I've been seeing this for years. So my total cost basis right now is sitting a little bit under 45 when I go and do the math. I put I've bought in many locations, like 4 locations on KuCoin, on Binance, on Swan, on Coinbase. I think all of my stuff now, for the most part, is consolidated purchases on Swan. If you need the referral link, hit me up. I can get you some savings if you wanna get in on this. But yeah, I've purchased in many different places, and so yeah, I promote self custody. I do self custody my Bitcoin, and that's kind of the point. That's the whole point of this thing. So anyway, all right, that's what had happened, right? And so we had this bear market for a year, and then we started to see this uprise because we stopped raising rates and global liquidity picked up. But more specifically, right, in October of 2023, we had the announcement of the possible spot Bitcoin ETFs, right? Um, and so that drove a lot of the, not mania, but a lot of the increase in price here until eventually we got to January, in January 10th, I believe it was, of 2024, where the ETFs were finally approved. So we go from 40,000 to 70,000 all in the span of about a month and a half, right? Um, and then you see this consolidation. We peak at 73, we come down, we get as low as sub 50, and now here we are again at 80. What is this? Well, this is what everybody's referring to as the Trump pump, right? But essentially, ever since November 5th, where Donald Trump won the presidency and he won the electoral college, he won the popular vote, and it looks like they also won the Senate, and then of course, it looks like they're also looking like they're going to win the House. So, from everybody on the outside looking in, or people that are not familiar with what I'm talking about, what that means is, this administration really has a green light to go and implement a lot of the policies that he ran on. And what did Donald Trump run on? Well, Donald Trump ran on, basically Bitcoin rights, right? Your ability to self custody. And he also said that he was going to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve or Bitcoin strategic stockpile, whatever it is that you want to call it, where essentially, they're going to add Bitcoin to their treasury, right? And some companies have already been doing this. Um, but to see it at a nation state level is crazy, right? And this is something that Bitcoin has been, or I'll say Bitcoiners have been talking about this for a while now. So we're starting to see game theory play out. Um, and so that's why you see this run up, right? And the question that you really got to ask yourself is, oh, okay, well, if the United States is buying, how long before the other countries buy, right? We already know that El Salvador is buying 1 Bitcoin a day, and they have been since, I want to say, September of 2020. So they've got a lot of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy holds the most Bitcoin of any public, company, but publicly traded company. And now you've got the United States saying that they're going to buy. So this thing has got legs, all right? And I need you guys to go and study this thing. If you guys got questions, reach out to me. But I'm telling you, this thing is a runaway freight train. It's going. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say, brother. But I'll tell you what I'm doing, right? So I told you what had happened, and I told you, what had happened was. Let me tell you where this thing is going. All right. I'm not in the mood to call price predictions. I kind of don't do that, especially in the short term. But um, I will say this, and this is something that's been reverberated uh, for a while now by folks like Michael Saylor, who is the executive chairman of MicroStrategy. If it's not worth zero, it's worth a million, right? And if you look around, what you see is a bunch of demand and a bunch of regulation clarity coming into the space. And so you're seeing institutions on board, and you're seeing countries and nation states on board. Um, there's only 21 million, right? And so if the demand continues to outpace supply, then you know what happens to the price, right? As according to the law of supply and demand that you learned in economics. We talked about this last episode, but you don't know because I haven't posted it yet. Because we went from 80 to 85 in a day. I digress. So, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm layering in. I'm finding the dips, right? Um, I'm looking for dips. I'm looking for dips. I'm looking for dips like these, right? Let's see. Is this my price? Is this my price range? I'm looking for stuff like this. I'm looking for 15, 20% drops. Uh, oh, well, it'd be nice if you saw what I saw. Let's go full screen. This is what I'm looking for. So again, I mean, you see some of my buys. Some of my buys I catch the dips pretty dang good. Some of my buys I catch them at their highs. You know what I mean? There's no timing this thing. Time in the market is better than timing the market. Okay, so really the best strategy to employ when it comes to Bitcoin in particular is dollar cost averaging. You know, when you get your paycheck or whatever you feel comfortable with, $10, $15 a day, or $10 to $15 a week, $10 to $15 a month, whatever. But you really need to secure yourself, you know, a, a non-zero position. You need to buy Bitcoin. This is not financial advice, but you know, I'm just trying to save you. So I'm looking for dips like these. I'm looking for 15% drops so I can catch, you know, 20% drops, 30% drops. I don't know, but we haven't really seen that many big drops. Really, I guess until we got to March through, you know, where we are today, this 8-month consolidation, there were plenty of dips to go catch. I didn't catch all of them. I caught some of them. So I'm going to continue to buy. I am a buyer of Bitcoin here. I'm not a seller of Bitcoin yet because this hasn't gone where I think it's going to go yet. Um, Again, I'm not in the mood to do price calls, but I will tell you this: it's going to go significantly higher than where it is today over the course of the next 12 months. Your short-term horizon here should be 4 years. Nobody has bought Bitcoin and lost money in 4 years. If they bought Bitcoin and held it for 4 years, you don't lose. It's like DJ Khaled, you know. But you know, if you're looking for something shorter than that, then you know, I guess go be a degenerate trader elsewhere. You know, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you know, everybody's short term nowadays. You know, everybody wants to know what this thing is going to do next week or in 1 month or 3 months from now. Like, dude, it's like, do you even understand what this thing is? And that's the thing. So, I really encourage people to research this thing, to study this thing. Uh, Go read the Bitcoin Standard by Saif Dinamus. Go read Broken Money by Lynn Alden. Go read something. Go watch a podcast. Do something, brother. But if you're just sitting here watching this thing take off and you're not doing anything about it, anyway, all right. What am I doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm a degenerate. This is why I don't recommend this approach to anybody right now, okay? But I'm going to show you. Yeah, I'm going to show it to you, brother. I'm going to show it to you. This is my Fidelity account. I'm going to post this every day so that you guys see what's going on here and kind of the plays that I'm making, like what I'm looking at. So, yeah, I do work for Boeing. Um, don't judge me. I definitely want to get out of this. But I have an individual account. That's not my retirement account. That's kind of what we're looking at. We're looking at my balance. I started to make some plays before Halloween, so October 25th to about the 31st. I kind of loaded up onto some positions. I put in about $6,500. Since then, right, it's increased to 12,500. What are my plays? It's real simple, man. It's all Bitcoin. I don't want to get it twisted. You can go onto your Fidelity account or Charles Schwab or whoever it is, and you can go look these up. But MicroStrategy is the play. MicroStrategy is the play. MicroStrategy is the largest holder of Bitcoin. Well, I say not the largest holder. They are the largest public company that is holding Bitcoin. So they have like 230,000, maybe 250,000 Bitcoin. They continue to be a buyer. Um, and, my plays are basically derivatives of MicroStrategy. And you can see that here. Let's go look at my positions. Barely have anything held in cash. Well, that's not really there. I could tell you that. All of my positions are loaded up in either MSTU or MSTX. Those are the 2x leverage derivatives of MSTR. So if MSTR goes up by 10%, then MSTU and MSTX go up by 20%. And the same thing vice versa, right? And this is why I do not recommend this to folks. You have to have a serious belief, or you have to be batshit crazy to do what I'm doing. So, um, yeah, we're 4x leverage on Bitcoin basically because MicroStrategy is 2x leverage on Bitcoin. So therefore, 2x times 2x equals 5x. You could do the math. So I'm gonna post this every day so people see this and they take this stuff seriously. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for this run. I'm really excited for this run. I hope that you jump on board. I hope to see you at the finish line. Until next episode, talk to you later.
Oh, wow. We came on time.
17 minutes.